So today I'm going to be doing a video talking about these. So these are pump foamers, and this one in particular is from IK. Now, one question that I get asked quite a lot whenever I'm using this in one of my videos is, why does the foam look a lot better when you're using it? I'm not getting great foam, what is the problem? So I wanted to make a video sort of sharing a few tips on how to get as good foam as possible out of one of these, whether you've got one from IK, Quasar, any other brand. Hopefully this should help you out. So I'm going to be running through a few very basic things first, just to rule out kind of the obvious really. Now, if you have purchased one from IK, there are actually two versions of these. So there's the IK foam, and it says it here, or there's this one over here, and this is the IK multi. And you'll know because it won't say foam here basically. You can also tell from the triggers on the front. This is what the foam one looks like. This is what the multi one looks like. Now, the multi is great for applying products to your car very quick, but it does not produce foam. So I use this for things like citrus pre-wash, all-purpose cleaner, interior cleaner, clay lubricants, various different things, but I don't get foam out of this. It might bubble a little bit, but that's not the purpose of it. So if you've got one of these, then that's going to be the main problem to rule out this is actually what you want. So make sure when you purchase this, you go for the IK foam, not the IK multi. Now, the second thing to talk about really is dilution ratio. Now, this is going to depend massively on which product you're actually using. Some products you only need sort of a 1:50 dilution. Some products you're going to need 1:5. The manufacturer should be able to recommend to you what kind of dilution to use. So if you're unsure and they don't give instructions, then it's worth getting in touch with them to double check that you're using the right amount. Now, if I open this up and show you inside, then you'll hopefully see this little mixer thing here. So it's that little grey piece basically. And when you get one of these, it comes with a few different options. So it comes with an orange and a green one as well. The grey one is the intermediate one. You can get a green one, which is for dry foam, and an orange one, which is for wet foam. I pretty much always stick to this grey one. But if you are using the one for wet foam, then potentially swapping this out is going to make a difference, and you're going to probably get slightly better foam using this one or the dry one instead. Now, a couple of minor things that are going to make a slight difference are, firstly, if you're in a hard water area, then you probably aren't going to get as good foam as someone who's in a soft water area. It's not the end of the world. Typically using slightly more product is going to just counteract that, but it is just something to keep in mind if the water in your area is particularly known for being very hard. And secondly, if you are diluting it in very cold water, that can make a slight difference to the quality of the foam. However, from my experience, I don't think it makes a massive difference. I usually just use lukewarm tap water when using this. I don't use warm or hot water, and I haven't really found, in my experience, for it to make much of a difference. But if you are using very, very cold water, then potentially use something a touch warmer instead. Now, if you've done all those things and you're still not getting decent foam, then probably the main reason why you're not getting good quality foam is because you're not pressurising it enough. That is what makes the biggest difference here. So on this IK 1.5, there also is an IK 2 version, but on the 1.5, then this has a usable capacity of 1 litre. But I wouldn't personally fill it all the way up to that 1 litre mark, as you're not leaving quite enough room in the tank here to be able to pressurise it properly. I would personally just fill it halfway. So with this, I usually just fill it up with 500ml, whatever I'm using. If you have the Pro 2 version of this, then you do have a slightly bigger capacity at 1.5 litres. So again, with that, you're going to probably want to go for about 750ml. If you use loads more, you're just not giving yourself quite as much to be able to pressurise the full tank. And secondly, a lot of people don't pump this up enough when they're using it. So I pump this up all the way until I hear that little valve just start to pop off. That's when I know it's fully pressurised. And when I'm using it, I will continue to pump it up. Once I notice the foam start to kind of decrease and the output get a little bit less, then I'll pump it up again until that valve clicks off again. So what I'm going to do now is jump into a live demo so you can see the kind of results that I'm getting from this when I'm following all those steps. So I've got my IK foamer here. It is totally empty, so I'm going to open that up. And here I'm going to fill it up with 500ml. As I said, this has a 1 litre capacity. And this is just normal tap water, sort of lukewarm, not hot or cold. And then finally, I'm going to use this product here, which is Garage Therapy's Wheel Shampoo. So I'm going to go for 15ml of this. I'm going to use this little dispenser to help with that. If it works. No, it's not working today. So I'm going to pour it out instead. So I filled that up to, hopefully you can see, it's about the 15mm mark. It's just between 15 and 20mm, but by the time this is dripped out the bottom, it's probably going to be about right. I made a total mess there. So yeah, roughly 15mm is going to be in there now. And I'm going to pop the lid back on and then pump it up until this valve pops off. There we go, that took way longer than I thought it would. But we'll go for that. I'm going to give it a spray here and we'll see what we get. As you can see, that foam is pretty thick. I'm going to spray it outside so you can see it a little bit easier as well. So hopefully, as you can see here, if you are using the right dilution ratios and pressurising this thing properly, you can get really good foam, even when you don't use a whole lot of product. So obviously that wheel shampoo only used about 15ml into 500ml of water, and the foam was really good. Now obviously I'm going to pop links to everything that I've used here in the description, and if you have found this video helpful, then it would be brilliant if you could drop it a like, and thanks for watching.